Go ahead.
Okay, Rocky, obviously last year was a hot start. This year's a little slow. What have you kind of seen from the team? Obviously, I know they're young, but what have you seen from the responses so far from this team this year?
We're learning. We're trying to get better every day. There's incremental gains. It takes time. I'd love to see it happen quicker, but last year we had a lot of special players that had experience in this league, and they were able to step up right away and contribute. And this year we have a lot of guys that haven't played in the league, and they're trying to figure out the pace and the intensity that's necessary to have success.
Do you feel like when these guys figure out they can play in the league, this could be a really special group?
Yeah, we put it together, and we believe that there's good guys down there. There's good character. There's guys that want to buy in, and it's a matter of understanding how important it is to play with urgency and take advantage of our opportunities.
You've scored first in 7 of your 14 games thus far. What have you kind of seen? You kind of obviously have to break it down period by period, but what are some things you like seeing early on from your team?
I thought, especially Friday, we had a great start in Green Bay. We were really controlling the pace of play. We were putting pucks behind their D. We were extending some offensive possession, and then we turned the puck over, and that one turnover led to an odd man rush and a puck in our net. And we haven't been able to capitalize on the chances that we're creating, and unfortunately our opponents have, and that's an ability to finish, which we don't have right now, and then understanding that our margin of error is slim, and we can't turn pucks over in gray areas or we're going to get punished for it.
Last year you were one of the teams near the top, and you kind of saw, it's a struggle to hold on where teams are fighting and clawing. You're kind of in that position now. You have 2 big games. You face the Lancers for the first time, Des Moines, 2 teams that are on the bottom half of you. How important are these games, in November?
The points are just as valuable in November as they are in February and March. So certainly we need to do everything we can to try to win some hockey games this weekend. But for us, it's we need to play better hockey. We need to keep getting better. We need to keep improving, and obviously we get a chance to play at home on Friday. That's a big one. We lost a tight game against them in their building a couple weeks ago, and we certainly want some revenge. And Omaha's Omaha. That one, regardless of the standing, should always be an exciting game, and one that we certainly should circle on our schedule.
And with a young group, I know we've talked about Omaha before, but how do you pump up a team, with a rival like the Lancers, where you can say it's going to be a different game than what you're used to?
We were able to play them a couple times in exhibition, and I think some of these guys were able to see the intensity that those games create, even in exhibition hockey. And so, I think that there doesn't need to be much said in regards to pumping up the guys for that game. But quite frankly, this is the USHL, and we shouldn't have to spend a whole lot of time pumping the guys up to get ready to play. These are elite athletes that are pursuing Division I and NHL careers, and so there should be some internal discipline and drive that comes from those guys without having it come from the coaches.
And a guy like Jack Pechar, obviously he got his feet wet last year. He's got the same amount of games he played last year for you guys. How have you kind of seen him step up in a new role this year?
He's taken strides in the right direction, and the areas of his game that need to continue to improve, he's working on, and that's mostly on the defensive side of the puck. He's got a nose for the net and a great shot. He's got a good IQ. He's done a good job with us on the power play, and I think he's going to be a guy that just continues to flourish and get better.
Obviously, you played 14 games with the Stars last year. You're 14 games into your second season. How valuable as a young player were those 14 games for you last year?
Yeah, just kind of getting up to speed with this level. I think I kind of got a good taste of it last year, so coming in this year I kind of had a good idea of what to expect and what to build off from last year.
Going through the off season and then coming back, was there kind of a point of saying, all right, now I know what to do, I'm just going to play my game?
Yeah, I think just over the offseason, trying to get a little faster, get a little quicker, because as you keep going up in levels, that's what it comes down to. Everything's a little faster, so I think just preparing for that.
Okay, and then outside the ice, how big of it is it for you to just tell guys, hey, I was in this position last year, this is what I saw, this is what you can do, and kind of help the team improve altogether?
Yeah, we got a lot of young guys, so I definitely speak up when there's a chance for me to kind of correct a young guy who's going through what I went through last year.
You guys have scored first in 7 of your 14 games. How good are those fast starts, but what else do you guys have to kind of improve on to finish off opponents?
Yeah, I think our starts have to be better, honestly. Even if we're getting the first one, I think we just got to keep hammering away, start getting 1 or 2, 3 goal lead, which is good to build off. But I think some of our starts have been slow, and we've just dug ourselves in a hole that we can't really dig out of. So I think this weekend we really got to focus on, the first period, the first 5 minutes, and just making a push right away and then keeping the momentum from there.
You were with a team last year that was near the top in the standings, had to hold off teams, climbing from the bottom. And now you're a team near the bottom, but what can you guys do to, kind of chip away game by game with 2 big games coming up this weekend?
Yeah, I mean, every game's crucial now. I think we got to keep buying in and just chipping away and getting 2 points as many times as we can. And this weekend's a great opportunity for us to get 4. So just try to get some wins and then build off that.